on the shark bite, what question or questions do you want to see, go over, have questions about? If none, we can move on to the notes. As a reminder, this is a review unit that will go back and replace the grades in whatever marking period it was in, as well as be grades in marking period 4. So you should be paying attention, taking notes, even if you got hundreds on it before, that way it refreshes your memory and all those things. So last class we talked about solving multi-step equations. Today we're doing intercepts, and that's both x and y intercepts. Anyone remember what the definition of an intercept is, or how to find it? Like I said, what is an x-intercept? X-intercept would be on the x-axis. Okay. Graphically, it's where it crosses or touches or intercepts. Either one. This is graphically where it's supposed to. So crosses or touches or intercepts. X-axis for the x-intercept, y-axis for the y-intercept. Algebraically, for your x-intercept, your y value is 0. For your y-intercept, your x value is 0. So if you know those things from a graph, you can find your x and y-intercept. Algebraically, you can put 0 in for the other and solve. X-intercepts have multiple names. Anyone remember what those other names are called? Solutions is one. There are two others. Anyone think of one of the others? Zeros is another. And roots is the last one. looking at the questions on this page, which ones do we want to see, do, go over, review? Danny, make sure you're writing these down. So 4, 6, we have to find the x-intercepts and y-intercepts.
You go back.
Yes. So it doesn't matter which one you do first, but you have to put them in the right order. So for 6, if we're looking for x-intercept, where does this function cross the x-axis? 0, 0 is 1, so we would write that as an ordered pair. Negative 5, 0. Other way, 3, 0. And now we're looking for y-intercepts. Where does this function cross the y-axis? 0, 0. Okay. Any others on this page we want to see, do, go over, review? X-intercepts, where does this cross the x-axis? Negative 5, 0 is one of them. 5, 0 is the other. Where does this cross the y-axis? Except the the numbers will switch, so it's 0 first this time, and 0, 5. So the most important thing is making sure you have the order right. For x-intercepts, 0 comes last. For y-intercepts, 0 comes first. Any others on this page we want to see, do, go over, review? If not, move on to the next page. So we'll start with these ones, 1 through 6. Any of those we want to see, do, go over, review? Four. Family said 3. Okay. So, again, doesn't matter. I'm going to show you the algebraic method and then show you how you can kind of skip some of that. For let's say I'm doing the y-intercept first. Because the x value has to be 0, I'm going to change this f of x to y. And wherever I see x, I'm going to replace it with 0. So your y-intercept would have the value 7, but how would I write that as an ordered pair? 0, 7. So you could do the work to find the y-intercept if it's in this format, or Or you could just look at the last number. That would also tell you the y-intercept. Just so you know. Choose. We'll go back and do that. For the x-intercept, we have to set the y equal to 0. So where my f of x is, I changed it to y. So where y is, I'm going to make that 0. And I'm going to solve for x by doing what? How would we get x by itself? And then x isn't by itself yet. By -1. So x is 7. How would we write that as an ordered pair? 7, 0. Questions on how we find either the x or the y-intercept algebraically in this format? Number 2, we'll do that one and then go back and do 4. Your y-intercept, if you look at the last number, that's going to tell you what your y-intercept is. How would you write that as an ordered pair? It would be 0, 2. But your x-intercept, you have to do the work. Again, you can change this to y or just change it to 0. Solve for x. How would we do that? Subtract 2 on both sides. And then divide both sides by 2. And how would we write this as an ordered pair? -1. Questions on that one? For number 4, the y-intercept can be found the same way. So what would that ordered pair be? 0, -6. X-intercept can be found the same way. This is the same as y, so you can write y equals and then change it to 0, or just change it to 0. And how would we start solving this? You could do that. There are multiple ways to do this. So you could do that, multiply everything on both sides by 3. Still becomes 0. The 3's here cancel. This becomes 2x, and this becomes 18. -18. So dividing, we could do that, but we could also add 18. And then divide by 2. So if we divided by 2 first, we'd still have to move things. We'd just be creating an extra step. that ordered pair be? Questions on how to solve it algebraically when it's in this format? The next section is if you want to find it on the calculator. Are there any we want to see from that section on the calculator? So if you want to follow along, you need your calculator. In your y equals, clear out whatever's there. So y equals clear. Type in the equation for number 2. (5x squared plus 5x minus 30). And hit graph. You may be able to see the x-intercepts, but not the y-intercepts. So it looks like our x-intercepts are at -3 and 2. To confirm that, I'm going to go into the table. -3, 2, that's accurate. So I'm going to write those down. -3, 0, and 2, 0. If you looked in the table and you couldn't find those exact values, you would have to do second trace. 0 is another name for x-intercepts, so 2. And you'd be doing this one at a time. Let's say I'm trying to find out what this number is. Pick a number to the left of it, whatever number you want. Pick a number to the right of it that doesn't go past the other one. And hit enter, and it'll tell you what that is. For your y-intercept, second trace, and go into value. If we're looking for a y-intercept, what is your x value? 0. So I put in 0 and hit enter, and it would tell me what the y value is, -30. But this works the same, so I really could have just looked here to find that for the y-intercept. Any others we want to find in the calculator from this section? Okay, cool. Go ahead and type that into your calculator. And y equals. Instead of using the squared, use the caret, hat, whatever you call it. And make sure you come down, go to the right, so you come down. The square use the little carrot hat, whatever you call it, this. Right? And then same thing, graph it. So it looks like there's 4 x-intercepts at 5, 0, -2, and -5. I'm going to go to my table to confirm. -5, -2, 0, and 5. And because 0, 0, because it's 0, 0, that's also your y-intercept. Any others we want to see on the calculator? And then go on to the next page. So now we have some in different formats and not just y equals mx plus b format. Which of those do we want to see, do, go over, review? Okay. So 1, I'm going to show you all the work. 7, I'm going to show less work. So you have to remember the same rules. If you're looking for x-intercept, you put 0 in for y. If you're looking for y-intercept, you put 0 in for x. That's still the same. So if I'm looking for an x-intercept, I'm going to put 0 in for y. And I'm going to solve for x. Zero is not necessary because it wouldn't change anything. And then I would divide. What would our x value be? 3. What would our x-intercept, how would we write it as an ordered pair be? 3, 0. Now we're looking for the y-intercept, so we're going to put 0 in for x. And solve for y. y value be? 8. And what would, or how would we write that intercept? Before we continue, what questions do we have on either methods? For number 5, I'm going to start with the x-intercept since this is an x equation. That is your x-intercept. So -1, 0. Because this is a vertical line, it's an x equals, so it has to be a vertical line, at -1, it's never going to go through the y-axis, so there is no y-intercept. So you put none, NA doesn't exist. You can't put 0 though, because that would mean there's an intercept at 0. So then what do we think happens at 6? It would be very similar to what happened at 5. It's opposite. So there will be no x-intercept. And it's given, the y-intercept is given. Questions on either of those? Okay. And then 10 is similar to 1. Same process. If I'm looking for an x-intercept, I have to put 0 in for y. The y is going to disappear, so I'm going to just skip to the step where it's been moved and divide. How would I write that as an ordered pair? What would that ordered pair be?
-1, 0.
And then same thing for my y-intercept. I have to put 0 in for x. I know that this is going to become 0 and I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm going to skip to the next part. I don't have anything in front of y, so I don't need to solve for it. How would I write my y-intercept? Any others on this page we want to see, do, go over, review? 8, sure. Okay, so for the x-intercept, I would put 0 in for y. I know that's going to become 0 and disappear. So I'm going to divide. What would my x value be? What would my intercept p. And I would write that how? Y-intercept to the opposite, put 0 in for x. I know this is going to become 0. I know it's going to disappear, so I can skip to the next part and divide. What would that value be? Negative 21 divided by negative 3. Positive 7. I would write that answer. Any others on this page we want to see? Do go over review. If not, go on to the next page. Any on that page we want to see, do go over review. So this one combines knowing how to find or graph your intercepts and being able to find your slope / writing the equation of the line. So you can do this 2 different ways. Using the graph, not using the graph, I'll show both. If we use the graph, plot both points at 3, 0 and 0, 2. Count your slope. So it doesn't matter which one you start with. If I start here, I'm going to go down 2 to right 3. Giving me a slope of negative 3 over 2. If I start here, I'm going to go up 2 and left 3, either way, so giving me a slope of, except I put this properly, negative 2 over 3. To write an equation of a line, you need your slope and you need your y-intercept. So y equals negative 2 over 3, then x, and then plus 2. And that would be your equation. Before I show the other way, do you have any questions on that? The algebraic way would be to find your slope algebraically. You have to remember your slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can label your ordered pairs if you want to, and then put each of your numbers into this formula. 2 minus 0 over 0 minus 3. And you get negative 2/3. Same as how we counted. Again, you're given your y-intercept, so you don't have to solve to find that, and write your equation. Do you have any questions on that process or any others on this page? Christine? Using the graph.
Yeah, it's only going to be the number y.
For the y-intercept? Yes. Any other questions? no other questions for the remainder of class, you could be doing one of the following. Going through the rest of these, practicing. Going through past Khan Academy from the last couple of weeks, sending me those if need be. If you said you wanted to retake, now would be a great time to get that retake stuff done so you're not waiting until June when you don't remember the stuff. If you didn't finish or take your tests, now would be a good time to get that done so you can get your grade improved. If you want to go back and redo or do for the first time the Khan Academy that are associated with this / the last lesson, you can go back and find those and do those and send it to me. But you have multiple things you could be working on. Use this time wisely. Don't use it as a social hour. Anyone have questions on what we're doing for the remainder of class? Let me know if you need my help or have questions. If you want to start your retake process, you can come see me. If you want to finish your tests, you can also come see me. Yeah.